Hello, folks, and welcome to Last Man Standing. I'm Dan Hollifield. We are brought to you by Hallowcon, Aphelion, Webzine, and the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, where Rising Tide raises all ships. And if you've never really partaken of the Rising Tide before, there's something for you every night of the week. Let's see, here is an old copy of the schedule. It's not exactly up to date yet. I have just updated one, but I haven't uploaded it here to StreamYard. So you've got there's everything for everybody in there, all sorts of things. And I am told I will have to update this again because there are going to be brand new shows coming up sometime soon. So let's bring in everybody. Here's Bill. Or no, that's Robin. And here is
That's
John.
not Bill.
Yeah.
I heard somebody talking about me on Stupid O'Clock tonight, and I'm here to set the record straight.
Now wait a minute, that's the wrong Robin. The one they were talking about is two Robins after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Never mind.
He rocks in the treetop.
We can't all be
the day
right.
long.
I mean,
Yeah.
Rocking and
Way,
a popping and a singing his song.
Let's see what we
All
got
the
here in
little
comments.
birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin going tweet, tweet, tweet.
And John, why is it not up to date? Because I've been at work this week and I haven't had time to upload it to all the locations on.
So you have updated it. We just don't have it.
I don't have it uploaded to StreamYard.
Gotcha.
Oh, and here's our favorite skunk.
Yay! Oh, what? Who? What?
Come on now.
I've never been in here for this.
Really?
Oh, really?
I'm just not tired yet, even though I haven't, because I accidentally drank some caffeine earlier. So.
Oh, that was a bad mistake.
So I'm not tired yet, so I'm gonna stay in here for a little bit.
Yeah. Now, where were we in Stupid O'Clock? What were we yammering about there? We've already covered the revelations about the Jason Todd. Yeah. No, not Jason Todd. That was the one that got killed and came back as. Oh, great!
Yeah, and I voted to kill him.
Yeah, well, it seems that a couple of people did.
I think most everybody did.
The Tim Drake Robin, that's the one.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Oh,
Goodness,
and here's Josh.
Look at this. It's almost as stupid. All we need now is Joe. I mean,
we're almost there.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've had Carl in here before. We've had several other people. Anybody's welcome. Hiya, Ace. Glad to see you. And,
Hi, Ace.
Hey, Carl.
Carl?
What's going on, Carl?
Sorry, Donna had to crash, but then sleep is good for everybody. I don't know why I don't indulge in it more myself, but
I need to try that some night.
Yeah,
it's
be
nice. A fun hobby. It's a fun hobby.
That's what I've heard.
Only problem is, sooner or later you got to wake up again. And for me, sooner or later it's like 6 a.m. when the alarm clock goes off, and I got to go back to work. So,
when you're in the military, you don't get a lot of sleep. So when you do get a lot of sleep, when you do get any sleep, you enjoy it as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And one night I went to bed early. I'm laying there and I'm having just this really good, I can't even remember what it was, but it's just this really good dream. And my squad leader came in and woke me up, and I was like, God damn it, you couldn't let me finish the damn dream. He's like, what? I was having just this excellent dream. He was like, calm down. Now, you got to know, this is the guy who would literally body slam you if you talk back to him, kind of squad leader. And he was like, I ain't waking you up ever again.
Promise? Can I get that in writing?
We lost somebody. Why did we lose somebody? We lost a Josh.
Oh, yeah.
Hope he's okay. Well, did he say he was leaving? Did I cut him off? Oh, there he is again. Oh, wait.
No.
What is
He was just
doing?
going to get something.
No,
ready,
he had to.
Do that. Yeah.
He dinged me to send him the link to this show. I thought
Oh,
I thought Joe sent both links, but he just actually sent the same link twice.
Yeah,
Stupid clock.
Yeah, he just sent the same link twice.
Yeah,
but that's all right.
Well, and Ace, yes, I can see how that would give you some cross feelings there.
But John, you was talking about the military there, and your sleep. How many hours was that?
When I was stationed in Berlin, I got about 4 hours of sleep at night. But it was Berlin. It's like trying to go to sleep in New York City.
Really? Everything's going on, even if you're trying to sleep. It's a 24-hour-a-day city.
Well, I'll give you an example. Basically, the buses and trains and everything stopped running about 1 a.m. So you would have to catch a taxi after that if you want to go someplace. There were basically, when you went to the bars downtown, it was like, are we going to make that last train? No, we'll get a taxi.
No.
It's
Mm-hmm. Yep. We did that. One of the visits that my wife and I went over to England. We were in her hometown, Portsmouth, and we had gone over to Southsea, which is just right across the harbor. Basically, you just take a ferry across, and it's like 10 minutes. It's like a suburb. And we'd hit the clubs. We'd gone to all kinds of things. We'd hit a bunch of secondhand stores and things like that. There was one place we went into, I swear, 90% of the stuff in this, call it a pawn shop just to be able to understand what it looked like on the inside. It was all band uniforms and old military uniforms and costumes and things like that. It was a cosplayer's paradise, basically. You walk in there and it's like any character you wanted to invent from anything. I don't care if it was Captain Scarlet or some actual military. It was there. They had some. It was their prices too. Some of the stuff was really rare. And then late at night, we'd gotten back from going and visiting some folks, and it was too late. No, we got the ferry back across over to the Portsmouth side. We had to go into one of the other suburbs of Cosham, and we had to take a taxi. And Lindsay told me, "Don't talk. If he hears your accent, he's going to try and screw us out of some money here because he thinks Americans are rich." We're going along. I let her do all the talking, and then she asked me a question. So, being a husband, I had to answer, and all of a sudden, the taxi driver starts trying to go the long way around to where we were going. And since it's my wife's hometown, she jumped down his throat with both feet, threatened to stop the taxi herself if she had to reach over and strangle his ass, and us get out and walk. And finally, he relented and got us to where we were supposed to be going. And she goes, "You don't get a tip for that damn trick, and we're going to report your ass too." So we paid him the taxi fare, and he had cut it back to what it normally would have been, but he didn't get a tip. And she did spend about 45 minutes on the phone reporting his ass the next morning for trying to take advantage of a poor stupid American.
Dan, if you would have did your best George Harrison accent, that would have never happened to begin with.
I don't have a best George Harrison accent.
Okay.
When I married Lindsay, I gave up doing any kind of fake British accent because she can tell the difference. I mean, if you got a movie on and there's an American actor doing a British accent, she can tell that's not real. And we've got friends that actually go out of their way to do a fake British accent around her, and it pisses her off.
I wonder what it would be if she met Dick Van Dyke.
She absolutely loathes Mary Poppins, the movie, because of Dick Van Dyke's accent. Really.
That's the most famous bad British accent that there ever is.
And I think it is universally despised in England because it is so bad. The rest of the movie might be just fine because a lot of the cast were actually English, but there's no amount of dancing that Dick Van Dyke can do to get out of this one. Let me tell you. One of the things that wound up happening was I learned some of the slang from her family, but I didn't try and do it in an English accent. I did it in my accent. So I had the vocabulary, and they were just laughing because I wasn't trying to sound like them. I was sounding like me right now. And it was hilarious. It really was hilarious. But, the little old ladies that run the cash registers at the grocery stores, if you come up there and you talk in an American accent, they still remember World War II, and they want to take your ass home.
So if I did this with Stan Lee to a British person, they'd think I was flipping them off then.
Yeah, and they'd think you were pretty weird to be walking around with a Stan Lee doll. Yeah. Oh, he's mental. We'll just put up with him. He's like Uncle Osric.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Hey, Willow. How you doing, Willow?
Hey, Willow.
Got to turn on the comments.
No, I got them going here.
Scientists. No, I said I forgot to turn them on my end. I'm like, who are you talking to?
There you go, Ace. Just 5 minutes more. Yeah. Oh dear. Yes. Yeah, that's the thing. Saturday night, Sunday morning, it's fine. I can go on for hours and hours and hours, but having to go to work tomorrow morning, I've got to really watch it. Otherwise, I will be sleepwalking from the moment I get out of the bed, driving to work in the first 4 or 5 hours at work. And I got shit I got to do.
well, I was about to say, hell, we can go till 5 o'clock in the morning tonight. I mean, I ain't got shit to do tonight. So
if you go to 5 o'clock in the morning, it may have to be without me. So
yeah. Well, you don't want to break Brian Morris's record from last night.
Brian Morris broke that record. Brian Morris broke that record because we had set 4 hours and 45 minutes last Sunday morning. I mean, it was like, okay.
Oh yeah,
somebody else is awake. Here we go. We're going to start all over again.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Nick Talkard in there.
Oh yeah, we had Nick and oh hell, Josh and somebody else came in, and it's like I thought I was going to get out at 3 a.m, but no, somebody else came in.
Well, this Saturday, I'll have to tell you guys, and I meant to tell Joe earlier, and I forgot. I'm working during the day, helping Laura get this estate sale ready. We got like 2 weeks to get all this stuff done on this sale, and initially it was just Laura and her hairdresser, who her name happens to be Laura, if that isn't confusing enough. But so now I'm volunteering, or I'm get paid for it, but going to be helping on things that I know about as far as the collectibles and tools and stuff like that. So I will be in for a little bit of green room tomorrow night, and probably most all of Stupid O'Clock. But sadly, Dan, I won't get to stay for your show this Saturday night.
I'm heartbroken.
And I know you're.
Green room went on from 6:30 to 2 a.m.
Well, Carl,
but that's not unusual, though.
Carl, I will be there definitely tomorrow. So
he said that last week.
Well, no.
Well, now the air conditioner works.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. Now tomorrow I've got to start doing some of the tests. It's a 30-day-old age test of some stuff, and it's not really due until Saturday. But I don't work Saturday, so I'm going to get a head start on some of it, do as much of it as I can. But it'll go on until the middle of next week, and then it'll overlap with 90-day-old stuff that I've got to test. And then that'll overlap with 60-day-old stuff that I've got to test, because they did these tests so damn close together. So soon as I get all this stuff cleared out of the place where I store all my samples, I've got to start grabbing stuff brand new and putting it in there and doing 7-day, 30-day, 45-day, 60-day, 90-day. But that'll be a little bit easier because I'll be the one going and grabbing stuff rather than, oh, we're running 17 different things today, so you got to have all of it. And I'm going, oh, that's going to crowd up my schedule. Something fierce. Yeah, but now that we're on the stuff full time, all I really got to do is to establish a database as to how it ages. And the company will find that quite valuable, although they will disagree with my recommendations of going, don't run it cheap. It won't pass. I've been telling them for 2 years now, if they don't run it the best it's ever been run, it's not going to age well. And they want to cut corners, and they want to run it fast, and they want to try and make they want to make it as inexpensive to create as possible. And with this new stuff, that don't work. It's like if you try and skim around the corners, it's you might as well just throw it away as soon as you make it. If you want to put the competition out of business, you're just going to have to spend a little extra money.
Oh yeah,
we can do it, but. Oh, okay. Here we go. Willow. Reels and Heels and Pillow Talk are known for our 3-hour show. Well, yeah. Imagine so. It's a whole lot more interesting than listening to me blather on for 5 hours.
3 hours is an intermission break on Dan's show.
Well, surely I don't take that long to go get another beer.
It could take me that long, but
I may have to rediscover the hallway after about the 3rd hour.
Yeah.
Oh, if Daniel Boone can do it, I can do it. Let's see. Break trail. And then watch me trip over the dog.
If it takes 4 hours to get a beer, you need to see a physician immediately.
Depends on where he went to get a beer.
I was about to say.
Yeah, I don't live in Biltmore House. I mean, I just got to go, about, let's say 30 yards.
Yeah.
It's probably less than that, but. And once we get done redoing the kitchen, I may have a refrigerator back here because the one that she wants to get rid of, my little beer fridge, there ain't nothing wrong with it. So I may have to stick it back here.
Well, I told Bill I'm gonna have to put a mini fridge back here. So
yeah, well, this is one of those under the countertop dorm fridges, basically.
Yep.
It doesn't have a freezer, but it's like 30 something inches tall, and I believe the countertop is 30 34, so it makes this about 31, 32. And it's I'd like the fact that it doesn't have a freezer, because that's wasted space for what I want to use it for. Hello, John. Welcome back.
Just so y'all know, I started cooking this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
I smoked a pork roast on the grill.
I mentioned that was hard to roll.
Got really tough paper. Anyway, I smoked it for 4 hours on the grill. Now it's in a crock pot and broth, so it's getting all nice. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Then I made coleslaw and potato salad. Homemade.
You're going to have a killer day tomorrow.
I'm about to say.
Then I went and bought some sesame seed buns and Ingles.
Ooh, when that roast is done, you're going to have celery. I see what that's for. Yeah. Wow, I could have had a VA.
It's for poking me in the eye so I don't drink so much.
I thought that was what spoons were for.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Believe me, that ain't no Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Jim Jones juice.
Oh,
No. He didn't have glass enough. He didn't have glass enough to use tomato juice.
If his followers were smarter, they'd have faked it and waited for him to drink the Kool-Aid. Then, as he's sitting there choking to death, everybody jumps up and goes, "Psych!" You know.
It really. Just lay down on the ground and wait for him.
Yep.
Oh.
Which just shows you how stupid people can be.
Yes. Oh, and we have Chris Walker in the room. Well, in the audience anyway.
Why isn't he in the show?
Chris.
He hasn't wanted to be. Yep, I remember Hunch Punch from college, which means I actually survived college.
Well, I did too.
It was a close run thing. I didn't think I was going to for a few minutes, but
part of it. I said part of it. You
strange enough,
I didn't say I remember it.
I was stationed at Fort Knox, and I was looking through one of the Starlog magazines. Strangely enough, when they used to have the convention list for sci-fi conventions, and they listed the first Dragon Con in Atlanta.
Oh wow!
So I talked to a friend of mine. I'd never been to a Dragon Con or a con in Atlanta for that matter, but I talked to a friend of mine, and neither one of us had a car that would probably make it from Fort Knox to Atlanta. So we went down to Rent-A-Wreck. Remember those?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we got a Chevy Capri sedan. Okay. It looked like an old police car.
I used to have one. 2-door?
No, this is a 4-door.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Which one have you got there?
This is the Star Wars one.
Okay. Does it have Dragon Con listed?
Let's see. We got SpaceCon 4 in Los Angeles.
Chris, come on and join.
87. I think 87 was the first Dragon Con, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, these would all be for 77. So.
Yeah. The Starlog started while I was in college, so it would have. Oh, the Chevy Caprice Classic.
Yes, Chris, it was a Chevy
RiverCon 3. RiverCon 3 was there in Louisville. That's surprising.
It was a big white Chevy Capri Classic, and here's what's funny: when we opened up the trunk lid would not stay up, but there was a 2x4 about 3 foot long in the trunk of the car for holding the trunk lid up so you could load stuff into the trunk.
And Skunk, they had a Chattacon 3 in Chattanooga that year from January.
My first Chattacon was in 83. 82 or 83, I can't remember.
We've
83. It was 83.
Yeah.
78 on that one.
Chattacon. There's a guy who has been to literally every Chattacon
Orange
since
guy?
the very beginning. Yes. And I was gonna say he's big thing. I don't know why he does this, but he always just wears orange, like orange everything.
Yeah,
Not sure if
he
he's just
shows
a
up
big
his
Tennessee
entire outfit's
fan
orange man.
Yeah.
He must be a
I don't know
Vols.
if he's a Tennessee
Vols
fan
fan.
or if
Yes.
he's just that's his aesthetic and it's what he's going with. I
And
have
the
no
funny
idea.
thing
He's got to
is,
be a Tennessee.
he's one of those con goers that if you actually sit down and talk to him, this guy is just so incredibly smart. He's just the classic nerd.
Can I say something kind of controversial about that?
Sure.
He is smart. I'm not saying that the guy's not smart. Okay, I'm not saying that at all. I will, however, say that if I was to compare this man to anybody, it would probably be Sheldon Cooper.
I don't know who that is, but
that's the
Big Bang Theory
guy
Sheldon
from the
Cooper.
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the kind of guy this guy is. He's very if he disagrees with you on anything, he's kind of a jerk about it. That's just being honest. Like I said, that's a controversial thing.
Yeah, that's my spot.
He's not he's I'm not saying he's a bad guy. Not at all. That's literally the last thing I would say about him. I'm just saying that he's got that persona about him.
Got that orange in it. I'll put that. I'll just add that.
That's so wrong.
Oh yeah, Willow. That so many of us do have that in to varying degrees. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I mean, y'all got that green over there in y'all. So.
Yeah, I got a lot of green around here. Most of it's kudzu, and I'm trying to kill it.
Come on now. I ain't talking about that kind of green.
Well, there's a lot of other kinds of green here too, but
what is it? What do y'all call it? Maroon.
I've called several people a maroon, but I'm a Looney Tunes fan.
So I was going to say, so did Bugs Bunny.
So anyway, me and Robert Biondo left Fort Knox, and we drove the 5 hours to Atlanta. I take that back. We stopped in Chattanooga, and we stayed at my mom's house, and I introduced him to everybody. So the next morning, we drove down to Atlanta, and we went to the first Dragon Con. It was in what was the name of that hotel? It was the little hotel that was over next to the Varsity. I can never remember the name of it.
Oh, okay.
I even know this.
Yeah, that one.
But
that's the one.
Yeah. Come on, Bill.
We had a really good time, but here's what's funny. I went to a room party Sunday night, I think it was. Saturday night, Sunday night. But I had this big cup, and it was a moose cup from one of the local, it's what they was called, the Moose.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a big 32-ounce cup that you got at one of the local gas stations or something like that. I was sitting there drinking drinks out of the Moose cup. And as people were leaving this room party, they were dumping their Mai Tais into my Moose cup. So I think I wound up drinking like a gallon of Mai Tai.
This means war.
Yes, they had to put me on a luggage cart and take me out to the parking garage the next morning to load me into the back of the Chevy Capri Rent-A-Wreck and drive me back to Fort Knox.
I can just about relate. There were a time or two at LibertyCon where I had to be over the handlebars of somebody's three-wheel walker, and and towed it up to the room. My
And
wife
what's
got
funny
mad
is,
because
if
I
there are
sobered up and
people-
escaped.
If there are people that actually went to that first Dragon Con that are watching this show, they're going, that guy.
Yes, indeed.
If I'm telling you right now, if I cannot make it to Hallowcon,
You better make it. Don't make us come up there and get you.
why?
Well, there ain't
I've
no
done
memberships left
stranger
for Liberty
things.
Con.
I will be at LibertyCon.
You do have a membership. They're
So,
all sold out. So if you ain't got one now, you ain't getting one before next year.
oh,
Yeah.
No,
Well-
now wait a minute. He may be able to get one.
Well, if somebody
Dragon
cancels,
Cons have, or Liberty Con, Liberty Con is having big fluctuation in their
Mhm.
membership because of the COVID cancellations and everything like that. So, I'm trying to remember the guy's name you actually need to talk to.
Hmm.
I'll remember.
Dan.
No, I'm not one of the
Uh,
officials there, but
Oh.
no, I'm not even on staff. So I'm just one of those old weird uncles that shows up, you know.
Well, that's what I'm gonna be if I show up.
Now, let's see. I hate to tell you to bother Brandy, but she knows everything about the con because it's her con. She can tell you exactly who you need to email about it and how to get on the backup list in case in case somebody cancels and another one comes open.
Yeah, Von Gantz knows those people too.
Yes. Vaughn is Vaughn's the one in charge of the con suite too, isn't she?
Yes.
The Hallowcon or
Liberty
Liberty.
Con.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I know jack about Hallowcon, except that Joe Dog's been trying to get me to go for 10 years now.
Technically, you know
Yes.
Joe about Hallowcon.
Yeah, I was about to
Well,
say.
yeah, well,
Okay.
which is even more than
Okay.
more.
I can't remember what the hotel in Atlanta that the first Dragon Con was at was called back then, but it is now a Staybridge Suites Crown Plaza.
Chris Walker suggested the name of it was Castlegate.
No,
Nope. Okay.
it had something silly like Renaissance or
Well, I couldn't tell you. It's gotten way beyond my capacity to
Yeah.
tolerate that large of a crowd.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Well, that's just it. Back then, I'll show you a picture of the place. Oh, wait, that's not a very good picture. Hang on a second.
Carl, you're a man after my own heart. Yeah,
Carl,
you want me at Hallowcon? Look for me at the bar. Yeah,
Carl,
I'll be holding up one end of it myself.
Carl, if you're gonna be there, I'll be there.
Let's see here, share screen.
well, I guess we're gonna have to hold you to that, aren't we, Doctor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is the hotel that the original Dragon Con was in. It was in one hotel, and it was not a very big hotel, as you can see. And I think my room was right about there. You see, is there a vomit stain down here? I can't tell. Okay. I can't tell if that's my room or not. Then. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you spit out the floor, out the top, I mean.
Actually, I never made it to the balcony. I basically stayed in the bathroom and puked in the bathtub all weekend, or Saturday night, Sunday morning. So we left Sunday afternoon sometime after I sobered up enough to actually stagger down to the parking garage. And then I had to ride up I-75 and then through that. I think I sobered up somewhat somewhere around Nashville.
Well, I'll be coming through.
It was one of those things. He said, we're going to stop for gas. And I basically hit him in the back of the head with my wallet. go ahead and take the gas. It's like, I'm just gonna lay back here. Here, go ahead and get gas.
Well, it'd be 20, 59 coming back this way. So
no, we went through Chattanooga, so it was 75 to 24 to whatever goes up into Kentucky.
Well, I ain't going to Kentucky, so.
Well, we were going back to Fort Knox. So.
Josh is wanted in Kentucky.
Yep, can't go that way.
65. 65 is what. 65, which turns into 165, and then I think. No, wait. Where?
No, yeah. 65.
Oh no, I'm sorry. 65 goes all the way up to Elizabethtown, and then Elizabethtown is where you get off to go to. You follow the signs that say Fort Knox. It's that easy.
That's where
you run 65 all the way up.
Well, till you got to Elizabethtown. Then
you
went through Radcliffe and you drove up toward Fort Knox. You got to Mule Droppings, you were too far. There was a town just outside the north gate of Fort Knox called Muldraw, but everybody called it Mule Droppings. Strangely enough, that's where the Rent-A-Wreck place was in Mule Droppings or Muldraw.
Drop your moles here.
Yeah, all those people from Muldraw that are watching our show are probably very offended right now that I called it Mule Droppings.
Hi, Dan. We're talking about mule droppings.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got it back just in time.
In a derogatory way.
You've already gone into scatological humor.
Yep.
And Josh is getting ready to tell us his recipe that he's going to have at Hallowcon for mule dropping stew.
I'm all ears.
Let's go.
So am I. That's why I got him covered up.
He doesn't really need the headphones. He's just hiding them darn lopsided ears.
I use duct tape on the back and hold them back.
Do your ears hang low? Do they wobble to and fro?
Yeah.
Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow? Can you throw them? Now, I want to know what the hell a Continental Soldier was and why he had to throw his ears over his shoulder.
Got me. Exactly what context did this pop out of? I missed that.
I was about to say, that one just popped out of nowhere.
Do you tie them in a knot? Do you tie them in a bow? Do you throw them over your shoulder like a Continental Soldier? Do your ears hang low? Okay. That's the rhyme. Okay. And I've always wondered, what the hell is a Continental Soldier and why the hell do their ears have to be flopped over the damn back of their shoulders?
Is this an army thing?
No. Well, Continental Soldier, I'm assuming, yes, it's an army thing. I just don't know anything about it. And I was in the army for 27 years, so that tells you something.
So it wasn't a present day army thing. I don't know.
Hell,
it sounds a bit newer than the War of 1812, but got me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to research this shit. Just saying.
Go ahead. Let us know what you find out.
I'm looking on Wikipedia. It says, "Do Your Ears Hang Low" is a children's song that is often sung in schools, at camps, and birthday parties. The melody is usually a shorter version of "Turkey in the Straw," but it can also be sung to the tune of "Sailor's Hornpipe" or "Parade of the Wooden Soldiers," which I don't know any three of those, actually.
Come on.
Common belief is the lyrics refer to the long ears of a hound, but it appears considerably more likely that the original song originated as a vulgar, "Do your balls hang low?"
Oh my God.
And was later sanitized.
For children, yes, indeed.
Strangely enough, I have heard the song, "Do your balls hang low?"
Yeah.
Do they wobble to and fro? Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them?
And now that you've realized that, you can tell that with one small change in phrasing, it's the exact same wordage.
Yep.
Okay, the origin of the song is most likely George Washington Dixon's Zip Coon. I have no idea where that song came from. Turkey in the Straw, same thing. It's penned in 1838. Variant versions with vulgar lyrics include "Do Your Balls Hang Low," "Do Your Boobs Hang Low." I've heard both of those, strangely enough. And some authors regard these as parody versions of the campfire song. But according to folklorists, folklorists such as Ed Cray, the evidence strongly suggests that "Do Your Balls Hang Low" came first, and that "Do Your Ears Hang Low" is a sanitized version.
I mean, yeah.
Well, Carl was just saying it was a Revolutionary War era, but
no, actually, it's a lot later than that, Carl.
I mean,
the earliest apparent
1830s.
CRT. I mean, it's CRT.
The earliest apparent report of "Do Your Balls Hang Low" is said to date from 1900. The song is known to have been sung by British soldiers on the Western Front during the First World War, the Great War, as they call it back. Lynn McDonald reports that on one occasion, General Douglas Haig heard it being sung by a column of soldiers they marched past on the way to the Somme. He immediately called for his horse, rode to the head of the column to remonstrate with the battalion commander, only to find the colonel singing as heartily as his men. I like that colonel already.
They called him men.
Haig congratulated him on his fine voice, but added, "I like the tune, but you must know that in any circumstances, those words are inexcusable."
Mm-hmm.
Well, it sounds like somebody doesn't have a sense of humor.
1, 2, 3,
hey,
4,
Jimmy.
5, 6, 7. They have 7 different verses of this thing. And all I was singing was the first verse. I've never heard any of the other verses.
Well,
Second verse, same as first.
Well, no, it's actually quite different.
Yeah.
Well,
I've heard that song, but
now if you remember your classic science fiction in Lord Kelvin of Otherwind, there was a song that soon got to be forbidden to be sung, was called "Marching Through Nostor," which obviously was built off of something from the Civil War, was "Marching Through Georgia," and which made sense because the author was basically just this absolutely
shithead Sherman.
Well, the author of the story was somebody that was so into history that he had to go ahead and use real history and make up his own alternate history stories. So it was H. Beam Piper, may he rest in peace, and the fantastic stories. But there's so many historical references in this stuff. He really there's a couple of his stories. You get a historical reference about twice a page in a 300-page novel, and some of them are really obscure and some of them aren't. If you don't know your history, you'll be lost in some of it. If you know your history, it just makes the story that much richer.
There is a World War II cadence song, well, sort of a cadence, called "Blood Upon the Risers." Have you ever heard of this?
Not by that title, no.
It was sung by the airborne troops, and it was about this guy who wasn't paying attention to his instructions while he was trying to jump out of an airplane by parachute. Okay. And I'll put, instead of singing it, because my singing voice literally sounds like a chainsaw that needs oil, I'll go ahead and just post it to Stupid O'Clock and I'll read it.
No, go ahead and sing it, because you got a good voice. Go ahead.
I do not have it.
You do.
I think Josh should sing it.
I don't know the song, so.
This reminded me of a silly thing that I heard.
before I tell you all about this song, let me explain something. I joined the U.S. Army in 1985. Okay. And back then, we sang some very risque cadences as we marched or jogged or whatever, right?
Nope.
Now, after I got to Berlin, my first duty station, the Army went and basically said, hey, you can't sing those anymore. But that's what everybody learned in basic training. So they said, you can't sing those anymore. So everybody's like walking around like, well, what the fuck do we sing now, you jackass? I mean,
do what diddy.
Yeah, y'all need to come up with some better cadences. That's not my job. Are you going to pay me more? Am I going to get a bonus for coming up with better cadences? And actually, they thought about it for a minute and they said, yes, you come up with better cadence, we'll give you $500. And everybody started writing stupid cadence.
Yeah.
And, but I mean, it just like, give you an example. When I went to basic training, they were still singing Napalm Sticks to kids. Okay. Oh, you can't sing that one anymore. And just, I got in trouble for singing Dick in the Dirt.
I was just wondering when they came up with non-stick napalm. Was there Teflon involved?
Apparently not. No. So,
long as you didn't sing any of them underground David Allan Coe songs.
Don't
popular.
Very risque territory.
Yeah, really.
But
I mean, it's just like Afghanistan right now. I mean, fuck.
Don't laugh, but in my first duty station in Berlin, one of my platoon mates had the David Allan Coe, what is it, the White Album? Or I can never remember.
Whatever it was called, yeah.
Yeah, it had several different
Which one?
I mean, it is the triple X is the one.
The one we can't sing on air.
Yeah, the one that nobody admits that they actually own until they get it out at a party and play it.
That one. Yeah.
The one that can't even be mentioned in the green room. That's how bad.
He whose name cannot be mentioned.
Yeah.
Yes. And
it's just that
I've actually been at a party where that was played.
That one song is the one. That one song is the one you can't mention.
No, this is
there's more than one.
Pretty much unmentionable.
Well, there's one by title you can mention, but once you start getting into the song and hearing what it being sung about, then it's like, oh no, you can't, you know.
Yeah,
there's more than one.
Definitely.
We went to over in Indiana. They have Park County, Indiana has Covered Bridge Festival every year in October for 2 weeks, and tons of flea markets and everything. And I won't get into that, but my friend and myself went up, and there was a guy that just had tons of vinyl of everything, 33 and a thirds, 45, 78s, you name it, tons of cassettes, 8 tracks. I mean, this guy had it all. And my friend was over there looking at some stuff and that, and he was looking at David Allan Coe stuff, you know, that was on the counter and that. And the guy come over and he says, yeah, he goes, if you buy 2 of those, he goes, I'll give you, you know, $2 off on each one. And I think he was looking at CDs at the time. And anyway, he said, well, too bad you didn't have that other David Allan Coe thing, you know, just to be smart in front of the guy. And the guy did this, reaches under the counter and he goes, oh, you mean this one? He says, I'll sell this one to you, but no discount.
Yeah.
So there was a place here in town. They've moved locations, but it was called Stereo City. It's in East Ridge. John, you know what I'm talking about. And me and a buddy of mine went down there to Stereo City because he needed to pick. I think he needed a capacitor for his system that he had in his in his SUV.
Yeah, Carl.
So we went in there, and of course, this is it's a place for stereo systems for your car, right? So you walk in, and it's tons of subwoofers, tons of amplifiers, just everything you need to get that thump out of your vehicle, right? And they had the, and this was the time period where these were brand new. They had the DVD players with the screen that would come out and fold down, right? So we're in there looking at it. Of course, they have a selection of music there as well, and I mean it's everything. You know, you the first section is Miami bass, and then the next section is booty music, and the next section is gangster rap, and then the next section was country music. There's a lot of these guys. They're jacked up pickup trucks and stuff like that, like to put on, you know, Florida Georgia Line or whatever and thump. But down at the bottom, in the country music section, all the way down there, was David Allan Coe's Triple X Rated, right? Which is the collection of all of his most controversial stuff.
Yep.
And I saw that, and the first thought that went through my head was, how could they possibly, because I know the song that's on this album. I know a few of the songs that's on this album, but that one in particular, it's like, how do they get away with selling this in this store? With all the guys that come in here and shop here, you would imagine probably a good percentage of them are black.
Uh-huh.
And that's then when I looked below that album at the very, very last CD on the rack, all the way down the lower right-hand corner. Johnny Rebels for Segregationists Only. And I was like, what? If you don't know who Johnny Rebel is,
we had this thing in the summer in Berlin called Parade Season, and it started at the end of May and went all the way up to the end of July. It's like 2 months where all we did was practice for parades and doing parades. And it's like every day you go out there.
Good old marching.
Good old marching band, whole 9 yards. And we go out there, and of course, every day when you were done, you go back, eat dinner, and everybody would go back to the barracks, and you had to get your uniform ready for the next day because you had to have a spit shine, boots and pressed uniform and all sorts of stuff. And of course, you've been sweating in it all day, marching around. So you had to go get all the stuff ready. So we would have, after dinner, we would have these boot shining parties, basically. We would sit around, everybody put VCR tapes and watch movies while we're shining boots. So, and then somebody be, people pressing uniforms, people shining boots, all sorts. And we were done. And one day we were sitting in my room. There's about 8 of us in there, and I had a big TV with a VHS player. So we were watching Blazing Saddles.
Mm.
And one of we were in there watching it. And one of our he wasn't my squad leader. He wasn't in my platoon or anything.
Good night, Carl.
Good night, Carl.
He was he was a sergeant. He came in and he was sitting and was watching. He came in to see everybody, shine boots, checking on his people. And he came in. He was sitting there, and it just got into the part where Bart had showed up in town. He was like, "What the fuck are y'all watching?" And just everybody turned around like, "You've never seen Blazing Saddles?" He goes, "No." Just grab a chair. We rewound the movie just so he could see it from the start. And it got going. And he laughed he was supposed to be checking on all his people. And he just sat there for the next 2 hours, just laughed his ass off the whole time we were watching it. And we were like, "You've never seen that before?" He goes, "No." And just, he was kind of mad about it. And apparently he says, "Black people don't watch stuff like that." So, well, they ought to. It's funny stuff. You just can't. It says, well, that's obvious racist. The guy who wrote it was a Jew, and one of them was Richard Pryor. How can it be racist? You know,
so on that note, right?
Yes.
I was curious one day, so I jumped on Twitter, and I was like, "What is you know? 'Cause you have all these different groups on Twitter and stuff like that." I was like, "What does Black Twitter think about the movie People Under the Stairs?"
Hey,
and I got like
hello, everybody.
1,000 replies from all of these people who were just all like, "Dude, it's one of the greatest movies that's ever been made. It's so awesome," and just all this good. And all right, you know. And when I was at work, when I was working at Best Buy, I'd ask some of the black guys at work. I was like, "Hey, People Under the Stairs, what do you think about that movie?" "Oh, that movie's a classic. Oh, it's amazing. It's great." And I'd ask them about, you know, like Blazing Saddles, a few other things, just out of curiosity, because I imagine that those movies might be offensive to people because, you know, they deal with race, but they're written by and created by white people. So I was curious. So I asked about it. Blazing Saddles is one of those movies that a lot of the dudes that I work with and a lot of the people I know online who are black, they talk about that. "Oh, the movie's amazing. It's great." They love that movie. But I will point out that the movies they love the most, obviously, are ones that speak directly to their culture, are written by people who are you know part of their world. You know,
Do the Right Thing.
Harlem Nights.
Really? Oh, they love Harlem Nights. Okay, I love Harlem Nights.
Yeah, that's a
great
good
movie.
I was talking to some black wrestlers
Anything
about
with Fred Fox.
black comedies, you know, black comedy films, you know, and I was going on about the ones that I know and love, you know, that I was, and they were like Harlem Nights, man. I'm like, because I had mentioned like I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, and Friday, and a few other ones that I love those movies. Those movies are hilarious, and they're like, "No, Harlem Nights. You got to go see Harlem Nights. Like, if you haven't seen Harlem Nights yet, go see it." And I thought Harlem Nights was a serious film because you see the trailer and it seems like it's not a comedy, and then you watch it and you just, oh, it's the funniest movie. It's so good. I love little things like that. You know, you learn different things about other people's culture. You know,
and to me, that's the problem that's going on right now. People just don't want to get along.
Yeah, they don't. I've noticed that before. Is people just want to be angry these days, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit over here and drink a beer while you be angry.
I mean, you want to have something to argue about.
If it's somebody that that's the thing. If it's somebody you don't know, if it's not somebody that you know, they get immediately defensive, and it's not comfortable. It's not a fun time. But I've been able to have serious conversations like that with people that I know who aren't white about race-related issues because I'm personal friends with them. I remember when that movie Get Out came out, and it was the buzz in Best Buy, right? It was literally split, right? It had all the people that were because it was a big deal. The movie has come out. Oh, I see all this buzz about it, and I would say 90% of the white people who work there were like, "I don't get that movie. I don't understand it," and 100% of the black people who work there were like, "This is the greatest movie. Oh my god, it's terrifying. Like it's so scary." And I just remember looking over at one dude and was just like, "What? I haven't seen the movie yet, and I've noticed this." Yeah, this was a buddy of mine. I was like, I haven't seen the movie yet, and I've noticed this. What's really like before I go see it? Like, be straight up with me. What is it about this movie? And he just looks at me and he goes, "When you go to see that film, try to think of it from our perspective, and it's going to answer so many questions for you about how our vision of the world is." Okay. So I went to go see it. And I remember there was a scene where one of the characters in the film is talking about how cool black people are, and I was like, oh God, oh wow, it's clicking for me now. I came back and I was like, dude, I could see how that movie is terrifying for you. And he goes, you see what I mean? That's messed up, isn't it?
I mean, I agree.
Weird-ass movie.
I agree with you, but it's just
that's the thing.
The government. I don't want to get political.
Yeah.
Well, let's not. That's
never fun.
We won't solve anything, and we'll just piss people off.
Yeah.
And John brings up a picture of skunk.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I went back with a friend of mine. We were looking. He was big into Ford Mustangs all his life, and I used to help him restore them back in the late 70s, early 80s. And we went to look at a 73 Mustang Fastback that this woman had for sale, and claimed that it was all that. And when we got there to look at it, it was all that. It was wonderful. And so my friend says, "Okay, you got the pink slips and everything." Oh yeah, she says, everything's legal. Let's go on inside and if you're serious. And he says, absolutely. He says, and I brought cash. And so we go inside this woman's house, and she was black, and walked in there, and said, would you guys like to have a glass of tea or something, and just casually talking about this Mustang and telling she had a Mustang just like it when she was in high school, and she wrecked it or something or other. And so her husband found this one about 5 or 6 years ago, but right now they were needing to get some money up quick, and as much as she hated it, she was going to sell it, telling us all these stories and that. And we walk into the dining room, and she said, here, well, I'll get all this out on the dining room table. I got to go in the other room, and I'll be right back out, with the pink slip and everything. And we're sitting in the dining room. There's this great big china cabinet over in the corner, and just got just wonderful china in there. Then in the other corner, here's another curio cabinet, and it is stocked full of every imaginable Aunt Jemima, Uncle Tom collectible stuff, all the old salt and pepper shakers, and every bit of antique collectible stuff that featured those two characters on there. And and they had it very elegantly displayed in this cabinet, had lights in the cabinet and everything. And come in, and so she's signing everything over to my friend, and he's counting out the money and that. I said, ma'am, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I said, I've been admiring your collection over there in the cabinet. And she's, oh, have you? Is there anything you'd like to look at in particular or whatever? She said, yeah, I've been collecting that for years. And I said, yeah. But once again, not being disrespectful, being that you're African American, I would have thought you would have been one of the last people that would ever want to collect that. And she said, no. She said, it's part of the heritage. She said, whether you agree with the history or not, it's part of it. And she said, I remember my grandmother having the salt and pepper shakers on her stove all the time. And then there was like a little trivet or something that had I've said Uncle Tom. I think it's actually Uncle Ben or whatever.
Uncle Ben's rice, yeah.
Right, yeah. I knew I had to correct myself on that. But anyway, but yeah, she goes on telling me this big long story about what all this stuff meant to her and that, and she said she saw nothing bad about it at all, and she said that she always looks for more to add to it, and I thought, wow, that's wonderful to get past that, little
The
taboo-ness of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Chris, would
Yes.
you like to add anything to this? I know you just got in here.
Well, I can tell you, I believe the head of LibertyCon registration is Matthew Fanny.
There you go. That's the man.
Sorry I was a little bit late. I was trying to get home from work. And
I can imagine we're a distraction to listen to while you're driving.
well, I just put you over the side and listen.
Turn
while I
left.
work, so.
And they didn't
No big
pull
deal.
them over or anything.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not watching. I'm listening. I have you away from me, but the speaker on loud so I can hear.
Turn left in 100 meters.
Yes.
Meters.
Yeah, I don't need the GPS to get home from work.
Really, you don't even need to be
Turn
awake.
left now.
Oh, man.
You missed the left turn, dumbass.
Right. Right now, I think Josh is going to need GPS to get to the bathroom. The way he's looking right now, he
No.
got that
No.
slouch going on, and
No. Josh is about to go off right now.
Mm.
On anybody we know?
No.
Okay.
It'd be tomorrow night.
All right.
Mm.
Well, I don't blame you. I've got just a little bit longer that I'm going to give it myself, and then.
Y'all want to see something funny? I just was cruising the internet. I just
I've got a mirror here somewhere.
I gotta throw this up here.
Let Chris go
sorry.
on.
Yeah, Chris, go. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just gonna tell Josh. I hope he does make it to Hallowcon. He needs to be there. I think he would have a good time.
Oh, who's that? Who was the fellow's name that does registration for LibertyCon?
Matthew Fanny.
That's not the name I remember somehow, but then again.
Well, he's probably taking it over from the one that you remembered. He's been
That might
doing
be
it for the past 6 or 8 years, I think. Maybe longer than that.
Yeah.
I have a secret squirrel back channel link to this one person who does registration. And the way I got it is they needed people on security and gaming. They didn't have enough volunteers. And I said, well, I'd go, but I just don't have I couldn't get a, registration or something. I said, well, call so-and-so. So they gave me the back channel squirrel thing, and he got me hooked up in a day. That was kind of cool. But let me show you what I just found on the internet, because this is just flipping hilarious.
Okay.
Driver plunges Cadillac into sinkhole after ignoring cones and barriers. And
someone is entirely self-centered.
Yeah, and a jackass.
You'd expand that a little bit there, John. If you can.
Do what? Oh, expand it? Oh.
Yeah, the picture. Can you zoom in on it a little?
I'll do what I can.
Oh, okay, I see it now.
No, I was about to say you can expand it.
You know what's really funny? All the windows are open, and the moonroof is open. So that's kind of funny too.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was
and
an asshole driver.
His windshield wipers quit working. That's
imagine that.
Yeah, well, I imagine a lot of stuff quit working on that vehicle, but it's deep in the water as it is.
What state was this in?
Looks like Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland. Marlboro, Maryland.
Upper Marlboro, Maryland. I didn't know there was a lower one.
Well, that is right
Go
next
ahead
to
and say it.
DC.
Oh,
I ain't gonna say. I'm not saying nothing.
I would laugh my ass off if that happened to somebody like Nancy Pelosi.
I
Oh,
was just about to say. Now, whose congressman was the driver?
Yeah.
Chinese.
Was it a Kennedy, maybe? Oh, no, sorry.
No one died.
No.
Oh,
No,
Jesus.
exactly.
Chappaquiddick
Called-
sinkhole there.
That's not big enough body of
getting
water.
worse. Well,
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna bounce because it's already late.
Oh, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
I'll see you
Ain't like
later.
we're doing anything serious.
See, skunk.
Good night, skunk.
Later,
Night,
Scott.
skunk.
Good night, Scott.
That picture behind John looks like he's eating the top of his chair.
Yeah. When do you get my chair, bitch?
Well, he's just gnawing on the headrest there.
That is Skunk Anazi, and she's a very famous singer.
He's eating on the skunk.
Yeah, well, that he's a she actually.
Yeah.
Oh.
She shaved her head.
It's Whoopi Goldberg is who it is. That's what it is. Yeah.
I don't think so. The eyes are just a little bit off. For
that was post Star Trek Next Generation days. Yeah.
Now, see, John, there's a way around that problem. Let me see if I can do it with my headphones on.
I think she was influenced by Wakanda.
Oh man.
See, me and him both is leaving right now for the same reason.
Yeah.
Ace, thank you for the welcome. I'm just a little late in seeing it.
Now,
it's been a long day at work.
When you're goofy enough to put a green screen on your damn chair, you're goofy. All right?
I'll hold on for a minute.
Oh, heavens. Oh, this is about empty. I'm going to have to go get a can.
Well, that's what I was holding on for.
Oh. So you got your AC back up and running, Josh?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Woo-hoo!
Thank goodness.
Yeah, that's the hottest week this year so far.
But next week is coming.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm powering Josh's AC with the arc reactor on my phone here. And as you see, it's not moving too quick, but Josh is used to the heat down there.
Yeah.
We actually had a lot of storms training through Illinois today, and in Gibson City, and I know there was some videos and stuff. Gibson City, they were telling people not to attempt to leave Gibson City or not to attempt to enter Gibson City, Illinois, because all the roads were completely flooded out, and there was places everywhere flooded. There's Harvest Moon Drive-In in Gibson City posted a picture on their Facebook page this afternoon showing the drive-in, and you could see the screen in the background and everything that you would normally see in a drive-in, but it looks like it's in the middle of the ocean and they are sadly saying we're going to have to postpone our movies. They often do double features even, and that's the nearest drive-in to us. And they said, they're going to be shut down until further notice, until the waters recede and until they can evaluate what the damage is and how bad before they can tell anybody how soon that they'll be opening back up again. But
one of my friends in the steampunk community there in, I think it's Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. His place got flooded.
Yep.
And he's got a house that's just about as old as the United States. So if that floods, there's some serious damage going to be going on to some antiques. Plus, he's a steampunk maker, and his place is full of machine tools and stuff that he has made and stuff that he has bought to be used as raw materials and whatnot. So he's standing outside giggling about it.
Somebody's in trouble.
It ain't me.
Oh, dun dun dun.
Mission Impossible theme playing now.
Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom.
Seeing that I live alone, if I hear a voice here, I'm headed for the 45.
Yeah, I was about to say you better run.
Yeah, really. Yeah. You got some haunts going on.
Let me show you something. My brother, he works for a company that does alternate energy. They put up those big windmills, or they put up solar panel fields. Okay, so he is the safety guy. His job is to make sure everybody's wearing hard hats and got the proper harnesses and stuff like that, ropes and all sorts of fun stuff.
And you need your phone.
I'll wait until she's done.
You better. She'll be coming after you next.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I can fix that.
They can.
Yeah. No. Just mute him for a minute.
He went completely off screen. All right, now.
Yeah, I can fix that.
I thought you were in the middle of saying something.
I was just covering my butt real quick. Okay. Bill got it. Dan didn't. Okay.
Oh, I was just thinking
that's
not a mental image I want in my head.
So my brother, he got a new job. They got a new contract. He has to go out to California and put up whatever he's doing out in California. So he's driving out to California today. That's the thermometer in his truck as he's driving out to California.
Oh, yeah.
Let's hope that's the external temperature.
Yes.
Yeah, and I bet that's only the air temperature, and the heat indexes is probably a lot worse.
The time was 3:23 today, whatever. I don't know if he's Mountain or Pacific. Well, he could be going. He's driving from Central through Mountain to Pacific. So I have no idea where he's at right now. So.
Tell him to stay the hell away from Death Valley.
Nope. I think he's driving through it, actually.
Oh, Lord.
But one of the problems, I don't know if they're doing windmills or solar farms, but one of the problems with solar farms, they never put them anyplace cool. Okay. They never put solar panels where it snows. Okay.
This is true. Oh, I was reading an article today that said they've come out with a new type of bladeless windmill.
I've seen that too. The wiggle one.
Yeah. So basically, the wind just kind of makes it vibrate a little.
Do this, and it
generates electricity. No blades. No birds flying into shit and getting killed.
It does look like
no windmill cancer.
It does look like a vibrator.
Well, if Jeff Bezos can fly one into space, we can make electricity out of some of them on the ground. I mean, we've been putting batteries in the damn things for decades. So,
well,
about time they paid us back, huh? Boy.
As long as there's no birds getting killed and nobody's having epileptic seizures from them, I'm all for it.
Well, there's this Spanish guy on a bony horse hollering about somebody named Sancho supposed to bring him his lance, but that's about it.
I got it, Dan.
Oh, sometimes it hurts to be this random.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have windmill farms all over the place here in Illinois, and the worst thing is at nighttime, you see the red blinking lights everywhere.
Mm.
And, you think people complained about cell phone towers going up and happen to see those lights all the time, breaking up their night sky and that. Man, these things are horrible.
Mm. Beats running into them with an airplane.
Mm.
Really does. There's a tower, navigation tower. It's been going since I was a preteen here. It's built on the highest exposed point of land in Madison County, which always made me think, what, the next highest exposed point of land here is underwater? It would make sense because this is farmland. So anyway, big red blinking light on the top of this. It's pre-microwave, so it wasn't even a cell phone tower. It was probably part of some sort of early navigation system for airliners and whatnot. You can actually see the speakers and everything on, or not speakers, but the transmitters and everything on, horns on the top of it and everything. But we used to use that thing as a landmark all over the county. You'd be driving around, you go, oh, I know that light, so I got to turn right in 100 yards, and then I go past it, and you know how to get home.
Berlin had a coal-fired steam plant that had 3 distinctive smokestacks coming off of it. They were red and white striped and had the lights on them. No matter where you were in Berlin, you could see this thing. That was strange enough. It was near McNair Barracks, which was where we were living at the time, and that was how everybody basically figured out how to get home at night.
Yeah, really.
But strangely enough, I've heard they're going to tear the thing down.
Okay. Well, I had known that there were a lot of coal-fired plants in Germany, but they're not really replacing them with nuclear plants or anything like that. So
solar and wind and everything. If you look around the outskirts of Berlin, you'll see a lot of solar and wind plants in the area. So that's.
I'm a firm believer in nuclear power. So, which makes me kind of weird for a '70s hippie, but I have that basic disagreement with Crosby, Stills, Nash, Young, and Gifted, and whatever the other guy's name was.
As long as you don't have idiots in charge like they did at Chernobyl, it's good stuff.
Well, yeah, Chernobyl was not only idiots in charge, but it was some really shitty design work.
Yeah.
From the get-go. And 3 Mile Island was, let's see what happens when we overrode all the safeties. You really think this is a good idea? But at least I can find my Hershey bars in the dark now.
Okay. This used to be McNair Barracks, all the big buildings there.
Okay.
And then this is that big damn steam plant I was telling you about.
Yeah.
And you can see through. Now they've painted them since back when I was there, they were red and white striped. And you could see them just from miles away. So
well, they're blank white now, but I imagine the lights are still there.
They match the sky. You remember I was telling you we used to march all the time?
Mm-hmm.
That's the Platts de 4 July. That's 4th of July Platts is what we used to call that. We called it the 4 ring.
Oh.
And this is what we had to march around. We had to march down this end, then march back up this end. And this used to all be where you see in here. That was actually the underground shooting range at McNair Barracks. And you can see it's all, you can see where they've got entrances to the bunker marked now. Back then it was nicely hidden. Let's see, that's the clock tower. We used to have a museum there. This was 6th Battalion. That was 5th Battalion. And down here was 4th Battalion. This is basically the German version of Home Depot. That's where our motor pool used to be.
Okay.
And then that's the canal. And on the other side of the canal, that was East Berlin. We were that close to the East German border. I mean, just
wow.
Yeah, that was kind of. We used to go jogging. There's a path down here. You can see it right here. There's a path down the side canal. We used to go jogging in the morning past the guard towers, and that was kind of funny. We'd sneak up on them real nice and quiet, and then start singing cadences, and they'd flip spotlights on us. Just what the fuck are you doing? But
PT.
Now I want to show you all something interesting. I told you about the 4th of July Platts and McNair Barracks stuff like that. This used to be the old Telefunken telephone factory back during World War II. That's that's a famous graveyard on that side of the Fort Platts. But that used to be 6th Battalion's headquarters with the clock tower and everything. We used to joke that this was the label from the front of the Stoli Nyac vodka bottle.
Stolich Naya. Yeah.
We used to joke about that back in the day. But that was 6th Battalion headquarters. There was the gate here. They've gotten rid of all the security fences that used to be out here back in the day. But here's what's in. Oh, hey, this is a new picture. I'll be darned. Hang on a second. I gotta find what I'm looking for. It ain't working the way I want it to. See if I can find it.
They've updated.
They have updated, and it's scaring the fuck out of me. Oh, there it is. Okay. Somebody bought the old McNair Barracks property, and they put the baseball fields are gone, the ammo bunkers are gone. They put in a bunch of housing and such. So there's a bunch of housing back on the parts of the McNair Barracks used to be open fields. But this company, Monroe Park Deutsch, they got their phone number here and everything like that. Apparently, they're turning my old barracks into condos. Don't laugh, but if I ever win the lottery, I'm going back there and buying a condo.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that because I would love to give tours of my condo. Just because here's what's funny. I used to live in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was my window right there. Well, actually, those two were my windows at one time.
Wow.
And then this used to be battalion headquarters up in this area. There used to be a museum. Let me see if I can get down here to it. There used to be a museum down here that was really cool. They had a bunch of old weapons. See that gate? That's one of the old military gates to keep people out. They put that in after the LaBelle's discotheque bombing. This used to be open until LaBelle's discotheque. And about 2 months after LaBelle's discotheque got blown up, that got put in there. And let's see. That used to be the MWR Center, Morale, Welfare, and Recreation. They had all sorts of cool stuff over here. That used to be the All Ranks Club. There used to be several buildings over here. This used to be the chapel. This was the Rod and Gun Club, and that was the Stars and Stripes bookstore. That wasn't a tennis court back there, but this was. This used to be the bank, the tailor shop, the PX, the theater, the laundromat, the let's see what was right next to the laundromat, the barber shop, and the burger bar all used to be over here. These used to be the ball fields. Matter of fact, they even call it the America Play Park, is what they're calling it now. And this was Charlie Company. I used to be my first duty station when I got there was Charlie Company. My second duty station was over here at Alpha Company. Bravo was in the middle. This used to be sports fields and stuff like that. And this back here, this used to be the ammo bunkers. And just all this stuff, all that stuff you're seeing there is new.
Wow.
This used to be, hey, they even got it listed in air barracks. How funny. This used to be the gym, and all this, that used to be the main gym. This used to be the basketball court, and that was like racquetball and stuff like that. And this was the main gate. And then this used to be the bakery. And they used to make, I wish I'd kept one of them damn bread wrappers for the Berliner bread. Because it had the U.S. Army Europe emblem on it. This used to be the back gate. There was a side gate over here. There's now this road. And see, that long building right here used to be a combination of Alpha Company and the bowling alley. The bowling alley was in the basement. Everything on the upper two floors was Alpha Company. Second, third and third battalion. This all used to be motor pool. And let's see where it is in there. Here it is. This used to be one of our facilities also, but strangely enough, it was also back during World War II where the Germans built torpedoes for their U-boats. Was in a building that used to be here. And then Ford owns one of these is a Ford Motor Company building. I can't remember which one. They've changed it since then. And then the Christmas store used to be down here on the corner. I don't know what's there now. I don't know why they called it the Christmas store, except that, but you went there to buy toys and Christmas stuff.
How far away from the Brandenburg Gate was that?
Let's see here. That's Tilt Tower. Brandenburg Gate was, give me a second. There we go. Brandenburg Tower was way up here. And then you got the Reichstag here, which is the big government building. Yeah. And then you got the big, that's the Russian War Memorial there. And then Checkpoint Charlie. This used to be Hitler's bunker, this area through here. And that's the new Holocaust Memorial, right on top of where Hitler's bunker used to be. Yeah. And then Hitler's bunker used to cover this entire, or Hitler's, what do they call it? The Reichschancellor used to be in this area. And this is all, everything you see here is new. This used to be the Berlin Wall. And Checkpoint Charlie, most of these buildings here are new. That's what I'm saying. I've been looking at this over time, and a lot of this stuff is just brand new, and I don't know what it was. Checkpoint Charlie used to be somewhere. I can't remember if it's over here or over here. It's one of these blocks here. Hang on a minute. Maybe they'll tell me.
Look for the bullet holes.
No, there weren't a lot of bullet holes. Checkpoint Charlie. There is Friedrichstraße, Berlin. What? Oh, it was way down here. Darn. Right. Okay, that used to be the Gestapo headquarters. There's where Checkpoint Charlie used to be back then. Boy, they've changed everything. So once you got past Checkpoint Charlie, none of these buildings were here.
I remember seeing a editorial cartoon when West Germany and East Germany were reuniting after the fall of the Berlin Wall and time had passed. I thought it was pretty appropriate. It showed East Germany as this old Volkswagen Beetle, and West Germany is this souped up hot rod engine about to be dropped into it.
Okay. East Germany would be lucky if they'd had Volkswagen Beetles.
I know.
They had Trabis.
They probably had Skodas too.
Trabis ran on 2-cycle engines. It was basically a souped up chainsaw engine.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It ran on, you had to have that fuel oil mix to run the car. The body panels were made out of a combination of plywood, particle board, and plastic. The plastic they used was toxic. It had asbestos in it. and some other chemicals.
Wow.
And when I was in Berlin, they used to have Trobby. You used to be able to buy books of Trobby jokes,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't translate well into English. But one of the famous ones was, "What do you call a Trobby on top of a mountain? A miracle." Okay.
Yeah, I remember reading about some of the Eastern European cars, and they had plastic in them, and they were horrible pieces of machinery.
This is Museum Island. Okay, I don't know if you can see it that well. Odd they added to it. There are actually 5 museums on this one island.
Wow.
And when I was there, only one of them was operational. The other 4 still had bomb damage from World War II because they were in East Germany.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd taken so long to. The only one I got to go see was the Pergamon Museum, which is right here.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see if I can find the picture here. There that is. That is one of the temples in the Pergamon Museum that they brought back. It's an awesome. If anybody went to Berlin, this is one of the few things. One of the first things I tell them to look at. There's the Babylon Gate.
Wow.
And just they've got all these great archaeological dig things that they've pulled out that are just gorgeous.
Wow.
And it was the only museum. I've actually got some pictures in here somewhere. I'll show you one day. That's some more stuff they brought back from Babylon. So, but it's just a gorgeous museum, and I would love to go back and see what they've done with it since I left. They've finished the other 4 museums, and they've got them on, like they've got an alternate National Gallery. Mm-hmm. They're redoing their National Galleries right now. Mm-hmm. So all the National Galleries are shut down and all the artwork's been moved someplace else.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I can't wait to see what they do when they get them finished.
Cool.
See, you get the new gallery, and then up here was the Bode Museum, and I would love to go back and see all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And of course, now I don't know. I'm pretty sure y'all have all seen this thing before. At Alexanderplatz.
Yeah.
It's the People's Museum. That's what's funny. The People's Museum. What's funny is it started off as a church steeple.
Mm.
But they kind of got it built by convincing the East German government that they could use it as a radio tower. Mm-hmm. And after they got it built with all this religious backing, the East German government took over and said, okay, it's no longer a church, it's our radio tower. Now here's what's funny. Let's see if I can find, if I can, darn it. Let's see if I can find a good picture of it. That ain't it. Darn it. Everything's changed since I was a kid. Darn.
Story of my life.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find. No, it figures there's a tree in the way. Let's see if that ain't gonna work. Yes, when I'm bored, I'm not doing anything. I go to Google Maps and look at my old haunts. Well, that one doesn't show it very well, but
oh, that's better than the one with the tree in the way.
In front. But there's a geodesic dome up here, okay, and it's this really neat sculpture thing. And East German intelligence. Not only did the East German propaganda ministry take over the radio station, East German intelligence used to sit up here with a bunch of cameras and watch everybody. Okay. If you ever see the movie Atomic Blonde, and there's the one guy sitting on the roof with the laptop, and he's talking about stuff, and he turns around and he points at the tower and he flips it off with a bird because he knows that East German intelligence is watching him. This is the place they used to do it. And I don't know if you can see all these windows. If there's a revolving restaurant in there now, and there was back then too, but East German intelligence used to run cameras out of this thing.
Wow.
But what's really cool about it is this geodesic dome look to it. It's all reflecting glass and stuff like that. When the sun shines on it, there's an image of a cross on it. And I can't remember the guy's name that designed this thing, but they called it his revenge because the East German government took it over from the churches. And they said, oh, it's a radio tower now. But every day when the sun shone on it, they would show a cross on the side of the globe here. And they called it his revenge. The East Germany government spent millions sandblasting this thing, trying to figure out a way to get it to quit showing the cross emblem. And it never worked. Like for 30 years, they kept trying to figure out how to get it to quit reflecting cross. And you kind of see it there, but it looks a lot better back in the day. I don't know if they've done to it now.
I was going to ask you if it still shows up or not.
Well, let me see. Let me see what it's called now. And figure it. I think it's hilarious that it used to be the epitome of East German intelligence, and now there's a Starbucks down in the Galleria below it.
Oh well, still intelligence gathering, just on consumers rather than everybody.
Cool.
What?
They've got a Body Worlds museum in there.
Oh wow.
Let's see if I can. Where they do the bodies that have been dissected and stuff like that. They've got a Body World museum.
Wow.
Cool. Let me see if I can find this.
Well, this is fascinating, but I got a big day ahead of tomorrow, so I'm going to have to call it a night.
Yeah, I'm not too long from shutting the show down myself.
All right. Well, y'all have a good night, and we'll talk to you later. And this was fascinating, John. I wasn't trying to cut in on your parade.
Oh, no, it's okay. I get carried away with this stuff, but
if we ever wind up in Berlin, I want John to be my tour guide.
Oh,
hey, John doesn't remember most. Let me see if darn it, I can't get that picture any bigger.
It's all right.
Damn you, East Germany.
I get the.
Whoa,
idea.
There's a good one.
Oh yeah.
But
there you go.
Oh yeah.
Very
that
nice.
is cool.
I'm trying to find. It's funny. Every time I walk past that thing, it had a really nice cross on it. Mm-hmm. But here I am trying to show it off, and I can't find a picture of a decent cross on it.
They're probably trying to make sure there's no decent pictures of it left.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me if they didn't go through the internet and delete all that crap.
Well, they probably
excuse us, we would need to see your film and your camera.
Please.
Yeah.
Your papers.
All right, guys. Until next time, we'll see you.
Good
Later,
night,
Chris.
See ya. I think I'm going to follow Chris's cue myself there. We got a lot going on tomorrow, and apparently I'm going to be making a trip back to Best Buy with a webcam and my tablet and see what they can do to help me out. And pretty certain they
try and keep them from selling you a new tablet.
No, they know that I just got this, and we kind of had to do that with the headset deal there at first, but I should know better to go to Best Buy without my tablet with me. It sounds silly, but people do go in there with their computers looking for things, so not entirely stupid and that, but
gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, got a lot of irons in the fire tomorrow, and I will be in here a little bit tomorrow night in the green room after the auction, and
all right,
and then this weekend is, well, at least the weather is going to be really good, but I got kind of a 9 to 5, 9 to 6 work days for Saturday and Sunday, and to help them on that estate sale, and then we're going to continue to do it. Matter of fact, next Friday, Laura's taking the whole day off from work, and she won't be going to the auction with us for first time ever, and but I promised to take her 86-year-old dad, because he does look forward to that every week, so we can't deny him of it. She said, she goes, I know you want to help us with that, and you will, but she said, you'll be better help to me next Friday if you take Dad to the eye. I said, oh, absolutely, and her and her dad both mean the world to me, and their family to me, and so I'll do what needs to be done, but I'll see you guys tomorrow in the green room for a little bit, and then I'll see you for Stupid O'Clock on Saturday then.
Glad to have you.
So, well, glad to be invited to your show, Dan, and on Stupid O'Clock. So you and John have a good evening. And anybody else out there watching via Candios, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Good night, Bill.
Good night.
Yeah, John, I'm just about ready to go to bed myself. So if you don't mind, we're just going to go ahead and hit the end credits here and jump on out. And hopefully, if we got a really good topic Sunday morning, maybe we can all stay awake for a change. And
you need to start thinking of a topic.
Oh, come on now. You know this group. It's basically just whatever we were talking about at the end of Stupid O'Clock plus whatever we can come up with after that. And I hate to direct people, but, there's so many interesting things going on, and everybody else has got their own point of view. And I just like to hear what's important to the people that pop in and share it and become part of the show. Because I've really not got an agenda or anything. I just like to enjoy what everybody else enjoys and learn about what everybody else enjoys. That's a fascinating thing for me. So, and thank you for giving me another tour of Berlin. Like I said, if I ever go visit Berlin, I want you to be my tour guide.
I would love to go back, but I'll guarantee you everything's changed. I mean, it's just.
Oh, I'm sure. You wouldn't even be able to find your favorite coffee shop.
I might, if it's still there.
That's what I mean. Chances are it's not still there.
There was this one coffee shop, and it was in a train station. And it was along a route that I used to love to jog when I go out running in the morning, the afternoon, whatever. So, what do you want to do this afternoon? So, I want to go running. So, well, you go ahead and go running.
So, really?
Well, no. Occasionally, they do that. Is y'all can do anything you want for PT. Just be gone for 3 hours. 3 hours PT. So I'd go running.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this one route I'd run that would take me to the train station, and they had a coffee shop there. Coffee shops in Berlin are awesome because they have it in the morning, especially. They have meats, cheeses, all these different rolls and breads, and coffee. Just really dark, thick coffee. It's great stuff. I used to run to this one train station every morning. I'd just sit there and drink coffee and eat. I'd sit there and eat and drink for like an hour just to get out of work. Never give a soldier a chance to take a break.
Yeah, really.
But I'd go there, and here's what's funny is after I ate and drank, I'd jump on the train and go like 3 miles away and then jog back.
That's still not enough to get rid of that eclair.
Well, most of their stuff's not sweet, strange enough. It's hard to find sweets. It's all like croissants and brochen, rolls and stuff like that, and meats and cheeses, sliced ham and stuff like that. But I have to look that up later after you're gone. I'm going to look up that train station. I bet a lot of the train stations had that sort of thing because people would go to the train station and they'd grab a coffee and a croissant, and get on the train and go to work.
Grab breakfast at the coffee shop and go on to work and eat breakfast on the train. All right. Well, I will see you tomorrow in the green room or at the absolute latest Saturday night on Stupid O'Clock.
I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, but I will try and get. I'll try and get to the green room.
It's always fun.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. All right. Let's see what
we got. Hit them buttons.
Well, I know that. Oh, wait a minute. We got something else in the. Ace Bonnie. Good night. Good night.
Good night, Ace. Good night, all y'all who are watching from the shadows. Yeah.
Really. Oh, we've actually got 4 people watching at
That's
the
what I'm
moment.
wondering. Who that, I think I might be one of them, though, to be fair.
Well, you're always one of them. I'm glad you're not all 4.
I might be.
Alternate identities.
I just
All
shut
right.
down mine, so I'm curious. It should take about 10 seconds to see if one of those actually disappears. So,
It don't seem to be going away. Stand up and be counted. Well, I don't know who you are, but thank you for watching. And
well, 2 of them are Dan Hollifield. One of them is Aphelion Webzine, and the 4th one is Rising Tide Broadcasting. So, you got Willow and Michael Paul Miller, and then they're the hearts. They love you. And then on Facebook, you got Brian K. Morris, Ben Reverman, Andy Bove, Robert Anderson, Clyde Hall, Josh Kemp, and Bill Sartang.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's your likes.
Yeah.
And then you got 2 loves. And then 3 people that apparently all 3 of them are you. 2 of them are Dan Hollifield, and 1 of them is Dan Hollifield.
Well, I don't really. That must be an artifact of Joe setting up
there's nothing wrong with loving yourself, Dan. You can admit it. We won't hold it against you.
Yeah, as long as I wash my hands afterwards. In any case.
And good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. All right, let's see. We will go to
end credits.
Yes, hang on a second. I'm going to remove us here.
I'm still here.